What are the four values of Agile? What are the four values of Agile? Put in the chat box. Four values of Agile. What are the four values of Agile? Put in the chat box. What are the four values of Agile? Some of the questions of Agile that we will use are very simple. Today we are going to discuss. Some of them are not that much. Four values of Agile. Everyone, please put in the chat box. Proper write down the four values of Agile. There is no team in the Agile value. That is a write down the terms. You can get that in drag and drop. Write down properly. Four values of Agile. Collaboration over contract negotiation, RTC over. Okay. The four values of Agile, very important, very critical. Okay. Okay. Before we do the Agile, we will revise that so that we have revision of that thing at our hand. We are not just moving it in one direction. Four values of Agile. Okay. Wait. Now, let's go to the Agile topic one time. If you have your PMP booklet, you can open it. We were gonna go through one time the Agile topic from the booklet. If you still don't have the PMP booklet, message me personally. I'll share it to you. It is very rare if you don't have the booklet. You should have. I have approximately everyone. Please read this slide, whatever you see in that. This will quickly give us a. Please read it. Once you read it, let me know. I'll move to the next page. Once you read it, just message me. Done, 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 done. Okay. Now please read this. Till here, till duration. By the way, this is the first coaching call of Agile. In the next 2 weeks or maximum 3 weeks, we'll be solving like in this way 300 to 400 questions of Agile. Okay, so this will be a one of those so that you can go through the Agile questions quickly.
Uh, this is one thing I need to see
Please,
because
hold,
you say the product backlog is prioritized list of stories,
Rashid
but
sir,
you say it's all stories.
Rashid sir, we'll discuss it later on. And always, please, Rashid sir, raise your hand. I request you. Did it before. Please wait. If everybody has done this, please put in the chat box. If you are done, I'll move to the last page. Please also read this. Ji, everyone is done with this? Please put in the chat box. Anyone has any question in that, please feel free to raise your hand. So, Shubham, lean, the purpose of lean is
Yeah, Amir, no, I think there was a typing error. I was thinking that it is written lean is all above,
waste removal, which means
all
which,
about or all above.
all about, maybe typing error, all about waste removal. Lean is all about waste removal. G, anyone else has any other question? Okay. So, four values, 12 principles of Agile that we need to, that we work into that. And then the mindset of Agile. The purpose why I showed you these so that you can get a revision of Agile. And now some of the Agile questions will be very easy. Some of the questions will be hard. Okay. So let's start with the easy question and then we'll move it forward. Rashid sir, what was your question, sir? When you asked a question?
Yes, my question was here it's saying that product owner put all the prioritized requirements, but in this we studied that I don't know, but I check my notes. It's all requirements from the customer,
All the requirements are in the product backlog and then they are prioritized by high value, high risk. Okay.
and it's same put in the same in the product backlog.
All the requirements are in one document, that is product backlog. And in product backlog, we put the requirements. We That's what we discussed even in that sprint review is consist of two parts. One is review, that where the client checks that thing, also known as demo. The other is grooming of product backlog. The purpose of grooming of product backlog is to make sure that the product backlog is in the priority order. Okay. The product backlog is a priority order. So when I say the product backlog is a prioritized list of user stories, which means it is there with the priority, and that's why we keep on doing it that way. Okay. Gigi Branson.
Just maybe just not in my head right now. In sprint retrospect, what does it mean by set the stage?
They set the stage is that when the team comes telling them, hello, how are you, welcome, like breaking the ice. Okay, so that everyone is in the phase, the purpose of retrospective, because all our development team doing their task, we want to communicate with them, okay, why we are here and what is the purpose here. Okay.
And then just a quick other thing on a sprint, the product backlog. Do we ever remove anything, or do we just give it a low priority?
We can give it a low priority. I don't think so we need to remove anything. There is no need as per se to remove anything. Okay. Shubham, why were you not in the scope and schedule class? First tell me that.
No, I was actually, I'm feeling sick. Today also I'm having fever actually.
What's the question?
Uh, No, I just want to ask one thing because you were saying recent that change is handled differently in Agile and uh, this predictive. Predictive it goes to the change management plan, and in Agile it just
Come to
goes
the
to.
question. Come to the question. What's the question?
So, but it is saying here we just read that it is handled same
No,
way.
it's not the same. Where it said the same. You read it wrong. Nowhere it is said.
Maybe I got it
You read it.
wrong.
Read the product again booklet. Nowhere it is said. Why would I need to put this way? Changes in predictive and hybrid are handled same way. Where it is written changes in predictive and agile are handled same way.
Where was that paragraph? I will see.
Where it is written, I even that's why I asked you why didn't you join the class also. That the first thing we discuss at a length, the changes in predictive or all changes goes to change control board, changes in agile, all changes go to product owner. He put the
See, in the note it is mentioned in the note. Change in predictive and hybrid are handled in
hybrid.
same
Where
way.
it is written in
Ah,
agile.
hybrid. Okay, okay. Sorry, sorry. It is hybrid, not
You
agile.
read it. You read
Okay,
it.
okay. Understood. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay. So in agile, change is not needed at all. So here we discussed it, na? How the changes are handled in agile. Changes go to the product owner, you put in the product backlog, and then the changes worked into that way. The last point is we don't need change request. In agile, we don't need change request. In predictive, we need a change request. Respond to a change manually over following a plan. So whenever there's a change, the change directly go to the product owner. There is no change request there. Anyone else? Spike. Spike is a time that is set aside to handle any type of risk. Spike is a time set aside to handle any type of risk. Risk spike is we specifically put to handle the user stories that are risk. So today probably we will be having some easy agile questions. Then in the next week we will have one again 50 to 60 questions of agile. The purpose is whatever the in agile is, we get into the overbones. Okay. Acha ji. Very simple question. Immediately everybody answered it. Everyone put in the chat box the answers. I just see that many students do not have the booklet. Please, if you don't have booklet, message me personally, not in the group. In my US number, I'll send you the booklet. Acha ji. What will you recommend to them instead? You are working on a project as an agile project manager. Important thing, the question can call you agile project manager. The question can call you practitioner, whatever the question says. The simple thing is that we always consider ourselves as a project manager, whatever the wording says. And Fahad, Bilal Masood, Suresh Kumar, Suhail Ahmed, again Fahad, Gibran Saab, Danes, Isra, Atif Shujat, send answers to me. Not to everyone. There's an option. You can send answers to me. We did Shubham, Mohsin Nadeem, also you. So this is for every time, not just one time that I have to say it again. Please send answers to me. I will discuss. There's a bandwagon effect. If two, three people uh, put the same answer, everyone will say that because they know I'm gonna ask them. Straightforward. If anyone put C as an answer, I'm gonna ask them, why did you put C? Right? You know that thing. But that's what the purpose here is. Okay. Okay. Everyone put the B answer. I don't need to explain it. Question number two. Whatever. Solve this question. Whenever you are solving agile question answer, always look for a keyword. Like encouraging somebody is something a keyword here. And I can see like everybody has put as of now C as an answer. So that's a good thing. Okay. You are running an agile project and meet with the team for the next sprint planning. Now, you are in the sprint planning meeting. What will you do? Negotiate the scope and the cost? No, it has nothing to do. Walk through three questions. This is standard. The development team demonstrate the feature their product. Aisha, unmute yourself. How,
Yes.
how, how it is see?
No, for the next sprint planning meeting, what will you do next? Actually, I thought of
What,
like
no. What do we do in sprint planning meeting?
sprint planning. We will do what the planning for the next project and next feature.
Or do we do the demo? There.
Sometimes we do in the
No,
project.
not at all. Not at all. Tell me
Okay.
what happens in all the five events.
Sprint planning, sprint backlog, sprint review,
No.
sprint review in the
Wait,
demo and grooming.
wait. This is very bad. What happens in sprint planning? First, tell me that. What happens in daily stand-up? What happens?
Daily
No, wait. Review, sprint, retrospective. What happens in sprint planning?
sprint planning, we will plan what are in the backlog, and we will go to planning session. Daily stand up. Uh,
Wait. Now, what you are saying and what you selected, does it has any correlation? Not at all. What do we do in daily stand-up?
what we did yesterday and what we do
Three
any
questions.
roadblocks.
What happens in sprint review?
Demo and grooming.
What in retrospective?
What we did, like lesson learned, and we
Then
gather up stage by stage.
how in the world, when you know review is demo, how in the world you can select C as an answer?
Okay, sir.
That is very bad, Aisha. I don't want to see it again. Am I
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, sure.
Said Khan, unmute yourself. Said Khan,
Yes, sir.
are we talking about stand-up here?
No,
Why
on the
did,
sprint.
why did you pick B?
Yeah, it was my mistake. Yes,
Next
it
time,
was.
careful. Said, I want
Yes, yes.
exam in the
I
next. I
realized.
don't want to see this silly mistake.
Yes,
Okay?
it's surely. Yes.
Guys, I showed you the entire. We put first 20 minutes to review the entire agile. I don't want to see anyone getting this wrong answers. That's why I asked to send me personally. I am reading everyone's. Okay, please. Next question. Which of the following is not one of its core belief? Crystal Clear, accredited by, is an agile framework focusing on individual and their interaction as opposed to processes and tool. This is one of the agile principle. It's not a set processes but a guidelines which is not its core belief. Technology changes technique, people change functions, culture change norm, distance change communication. It's kind of like it's a question in a cross direction, asking you which of them is a wrong thing, right? Which of them wrong things. Now, what is the principal asking? What is the principal asking here? The principal asking here is individual. There are four values of agile: individual and their interaction over processes and tool. That's the question, right? It does not talk about technology yet. It talk about human, people, individual and interaction over processes and tool. What does that mean? How people interact with each other, Ahmad, Gibran, Rashid, Fahad, that is more important than the processes we follow, right? Than the processes we follow. The functions, people can change functions. The processes can be adopted. Individual and interaction over processes and tool. Processes are functions, how the things are happening. They are okay, they are important, but how people interact with each other, that is more important. That is more important. Okay, so B is the right answer here. This is not technology, not culture changes norm. Cultures are important, but how people are interacting, working into that, that is more important, right? So the question is saying which of the following is not its core belief. Okay, not core belief. Technology, technology can change, but how the people adopt to it, that's more important. Like today you are using Jira, tomorrow Primavera, then AI. Okay, so technology is there, right? Technology is there, but that is okay. Technology keep on changing. So whatever the technology is there, that's okay. We can let it go. Okay. So technology changes technique. If you change the technology, techniques changes, right? Then distance changes communication. That's why we do co-location. That's why we do co-location. We want to co-locate them. So how the people work together, that's very good. This is also important in Agile. That's why we look into that way. Culture changes norm. How people behave, it changes from the culture to culture. Na? There was one of the question, people don't look into the eyes. We solved one of the question because of the culture there, right? That's again one of the belief we do in the Agile. Technology, we already discussed. Technology changes technique, you use different technology. But people as a base, they are important. How they do that is important, right? They are not changing the function. That is exactly opposite of what individual and interaction, what processes and tools says, right? This is exactly opposite of that. Okay, so B is the right answer here. But that you will not get that type of question. I'm for the first 20 question I just built your basis of agile. You will get hard question, which will be the later part of the question answers. What should the team do in this meeting? You are working on a project in a role of a scrum master. and have set a meeting with the team to refine the product backlog. Where it happens, first of all, where it happens, guys, where it happens. Estimate and define the work items, reprioritize the work item, add features to the product backlog, identify fix. Okay, first of all, I need to talk to Hamad to you. Hamad, unmute yourself.
Sir,
What product owner has to do with the fix? And
sir,
yeah,
sir, the question is the team. What team will do in this meeting, not the product owner, sir.
okay, let's say that what the team would do. Why would the team fix it in this meeting? That is retrospective, where we identify the fix and look into that.
Yes, sir.
वहाँ सब questions करना start कर दें, so that
Okay, sir.
start doing the RCS, sir. The justification does not matches your qualification and your quality. You are a very good student. I want improvement, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now add features to project backlog. Okay, can be not a bad option. Prioritize the work items. Can be not a bad item. If you look at this option, it has B and C. It has B and C. Everybody, if you look at option A, we know one thing. What is the purpose of, let's go into the basics. What is the purpose of grooming? In sprint review, we have two parts. Everyone agree? Demo, where we show the customer. Then grooming of product. What does grooming mean? If you want to add something, this is put in there. We reprioritize the product backlog. We agree into that. The team looks into that. Okay, now since the new things are there, the next thing will be sprint planning when we need to do. So maybe we need to estimate into that way. Okay, prioritize the work item and add feature to project backlog. The product backlog, it should be product backlog. It is there, right? But the A option, refine the work item, he just changed the wording. Refine mean grooming. Refine mean reprioritization. That's why many people did not use A option. A is the right answer here. Okay, A is the right answer here. It's okay, Atif. It's okay. We are in the agile learning mode. Don't disappoint it. That is the twisting of words. Okay. As we move forward, we will pick up the intensity. G, next question. What has made Jeremy a good choice for Scrum Master? You are working on a project with an agile development team who have self-formed and choose a Scrum Master called Jeremy. Jeremy immediately set a meeting to explain and flesh out their team charter. He likes to work with the set processes. No, he has been with the company. We don't know that. He shows servant leader. Okay, he sticks to the plan. I hope everyone picks C as an answer. I hope. C. Can somebody tells me how to send? Dennis, you are sending me direct message now. You are now sending. When I send you sent here, you are sending me direct message. Okay, now you are sending message to me only. Okay.
Okay. Now I got it. I think maybe. Okay, now it's direct. When I put it there, it's direct. Okay.
Now you are sending to me test. Yes, you return it to me.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, C is the right answer. Next question. Go. You don't know the answer. What should you do? You are managing a project and a business representative for the product you are delivering asks you how many defects were found in the latest round of testing. Guess the number and change the subject. Anyone put A as an answer, you will send an email. Information radiators will have that information. You see, you may say, sir, this is a very basic question. Yeah, your basics should be strong, right? When the basics are strong, then we can move forward. Okay. Dennis, why would you put D as an answer?
The business partners review statuses and ask for.
No.
No,
What are you doing?
no, no.
What
This no.
incremental delivery? Surya, same goes for you, sister.
Yeah.
This we do. How do we move better in agile? How do we
Yeah.
meet the requirements? We provide incremental delivery, and that's what we do.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I was in the wrong. Yeah, read it in the wrong way.
Said, yaar, how agile is only for developers, yaar? What are you doing, man? Anyone can do that if their delivery is in parts. So development will improve. How it is done? It has nothing to do with the development, brother. Any project like this e-learning can be in that way. It has nothing to do with that. That was an easy question. A was the right answer. What are you doing, Dennis? Are you okay today?
It is because D is because they was like and enough features for the first release. It's depending on the velocity
Triad
of
means
the team.
product owner. Triad
I'm
means
sorry.
product owner. He writes, yes, he writes the user story. He places enough story in iteration. We need to discuss with the velocity so that we
Okay.
can get the right release. This,
Yeah, I didn't know what triad means. I
but
was like
even
enough.
even that thing, yeah. How did you eliminated this option? How did you eliminated B option? Same goes
I'm
for
sorry. I read the
is.
incorrect, which is the least option. I
Yes,
was
this is the least
incorrect.
option. This is the least. This is incorrect option. We want the team to collaborate. That is the purpose of daily stand-up. Why do we do daily stand-up so people can work it together? Hamad, you also, yaar. We are daily doing daily stand-up. You are negating the entire principle of daily stand-up, sir. क्या कर रहे हैं यार? Team interaction is critical. So behavior-driven development is another term that we use in Agile. Basically, how people will behave into that. Okay. For example, why I took these question answers, why I took these easy question answers, because I was looking at it that some people are, as we have seen it, Aisha, you did, Dennis, you did, Hamad, you are doing it, Said, you are doing it. You guys are trying to answer the question and like removing the foundation from it. So behavior driven development is that I will give you something, you will check it, I will see your behavior and will adopt it accordingly. That's how I want this thing to be. This is called behavior driven development. What is the option of behavior driven development? First we give, check, and then act into it. Give, when, and then. You will not see question much from that in the exam, but just to put into that. I want everyone to get this answer right. What is the correct description of a waterfall approach? Fixed requirement performed once in a single delivery. Multiple delivery? No. Variable requirement? No. Aftab? 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 Hamid Daud?
Yes, sir.
What is a predictive project?
So predictive, the one you have selected, but we can also have the multiple like
Why? That
from
is
the
incremental, yaar.
but in the predictive also.
No, but no.
Okay, that is fine, fine, fine. Okay, I took it wrong.
Radhakrishna, you are also doing. It's a fixed requirement. I showed you at least 10 times that graph. यार क्या कर रहा है यार? Requirements, delivery. This is predictive. Fixed requirements, single delivery. Okay. One delivery, variable requirements, single delivery, multiple deliveries. Here, this is incremental. This is agile. Here, requirements are changing, but simple delivery, iterative project, guys. Na karo yaar, this was easy question. Please, please get this one right now. What is the correct description of iterative? I just explained iterative here. Iterative projects are single delivery and requirements can change. Prototype or design is an example of this, right? Which means requirements, multiple delivery, no, we have a single delivery. So single delivery, requirements are fixed, no, fixed requirements, no, dynamic requirements, single delivery. Guys, we just discussed it in a minute back. Ahmed, again, your answer is wrong. Manili, sister, please, one more time, please note this. When your scope is fixed, scope mean requirements, and you have a single delivery, you go for the predictive project, also known as waterfall. When your requirements are fixed, but you want multiple delivery, like this e-learning courses, for example, I have 400 agile question. I am gonna give you in parts. That's incremental delivery. Scope is fixed, but you are getting part delivery. When you want the entire delivery in one go, but your requirements can change. That's an iterative project. What is happening in the iterative project? You show it to the customer adopt it, and we keep changing on it. Hamid, the answer ठीक लिखना. Send the graph to me. Answers right करना. Scope is fixed, but deliveries are multiple. Yes, this is the right graph. But your answers are Hamid getting wrong. Next question. What will you tell them? You are working with a team that is new to Agile and using Scrum to manage the project. The business representative is confused between a sprint review and retrospective. What will you tell them? My students are also confused between review and retrospective. Sprint review demonstrate the work. Retrospective, no. Retrospective is a lesson learned meeting. Sprint review discuss the work, okay, are done at the end of the project for a, okay, but that they are done. It is right. B is right, but they are done at the end of every iteration. Sprint review is a lesson learned, no. Uh-huh. So B and D both are right. I know if you haven't used elimination technique, you would select B. So every single one who has selected B, they did not read all options. Every single one of you. Okay. Srinivas, you are moving in a different direction. The ship is going towards north and you are moving towards the left direction. Right? You have nothing to do with that. Everyone who picked B answer, Atif Shuja, you did not go to 4 options. Right? Faiza, Natranj, I keep on saying elimination technique mean you have, this is the classical example. Unless you go to all option, you cannot select uh, all the answers because less and the karna se na aate select, right? D is the right answer. It's a lesson learned meeting. We do it every single time. Okay. Agile is so much basic concepts. Anyone who has gotten all, actually, tell me after 20 questions. Anyone who had done all the questions right. You're working on an Agile project as a team member and begin gathering the product requirement. What is the overall first question that you should ask and use as a guide for your work? Okay, okay. This will be a very interesting thing. PD, how many team? Mani is saying I'm more interested in the team members. Hamad is also saying Gibran. What is the purpose of Agile, guys? Before I answer this question, what is the purpose of Agile? Why we went from predictive to Agile? What is the purpose here? Rashid Saab, everyone, what is the purpose of Agile? Why we went to increment? Chat box. Yeah, Rashid Saab, chat box. Everybody put in the chat box. What is the purpose of that? Interestingly, everyone is putting the right answer. Product delivery, incremental delivery. So what is the now let's put into that. Reduce waste. Okay, no, but that is not the reason of Agile. Agile is incremental delivery. The purpose of Agile is early and continuous delivery to the customer. Which mean what is the most important thing in the project? How the product backlog is arranged? High value, high risk. High, I what did I said? High value. What is valuable in the Agile? Not the team members. How many team, how long? Some people have selected that cost of that. Some people have selected the duration. No, value. Yes, Shubham.
I just want to ask one small thing. This when it says team member in the question, does it can be mean only the development team, or it can be also like a scrum master or the project?
Team means development team. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you raise your hand, just ask the question. You don't have to say, I have to ask a question. That's what the
Okay.
hand raised is meaning.
Thank you.
Business value, guys, business value. Yeah, this was an interesting question. Not difficult, but okay. Let's do this one. The agile team for which you are the project manager has determined several key features delivered. How should these tasks to be tackled by the team? The features should be prioritized, tested, and delivered. Should be delivered quickly, whether or not they are complete. We never give the user story incomplete, 100%. That is one of the concept. Should be according to a project plan. We don't have a plan. Only A is the right answer. I just explained incremental delivery. Tariq, unmute yourself. Tariq,
Yeah, good.
what is agile? Can you explain me? Tariq sir, what is agile?
Yeah. Yes.
Explain me what is agile. What's the purpose of agile?
The quantity of space inside a two-dimensional shape is known as its area. It is measured in square
Alexa,
units.
shut up. Tariq sir, what's agile?
I just take the only guess only. I'm not. I was confused. So answering this one.
Sir, I am asking you a different question. What is agile? Tell me that. Ji Tariq sahab, don't be silent. Tell me, yaar. Let's not waste each other's time. What is agile? What is agile? I explained it at least 4 times here, right? I explained at least 4 times here that agile is change driven. We are. I explained it now that, and we discussed it. How can you go with the D option, sir? This is the entire definition of predictive. What are you doing here, Tariq? Okay, you can get other question wrong. How can you get this?
Correct.
So don't complain on anything else. Need to read the question right. Arslan Khan, Arslan Khan, we never give anything to the unless it is 100% completed.
Yes, sir.
Tabish, Tabish,
Yes.
which plan do you have in Agile? Can you tell me that plan? Which plan did you read in Agile? Tavish, tell me the 4 values of Agile.
4 values of the collaborations. Just a second. Customer collaboration over the collaboration and negotiation. Respond to change over plan.
You are reading from somewhere, read it right. What is that? You are reading it, at least don't, I can see you are changing the pages, so read it right. What is written there?
Yes.
What is that? Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Respond to a change over
Yes.
following a plan. Over following up plans. Where do you have plan in Agile? क्या कर रहे हो यार? There is no plan in Agile.
जी.
A is the right answer. क्या कर रहे हो तभी?
Okay.
And then people are saying why we are solving easy question. That's why. That's why, guys. C, 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 D, C, C, D, C, D, C, D. What will you do next? You are working on an agile project in the project team and iteration. All tasks for the iteration have been completed. Note showed what team should work on. Follow the project plan. And I'm very happy no one put A as an answer. Okay, we do have B, but A is not. Follow the PMO. Tasin? Tasin?
Sir,
What the PMO will do here? What is the purpose of PMO?
headquarter.
What is the purpose here?
Yes.
No, so why you selected it? Why you selected it? Who tells in the agile what to work on? What to work on next? Actually, how do Tasin, keep yourself on mute. How do you know what to work on?
Backlog.
Who tells? Who tells you?
Product owner.
And why?
He's the boss.
No, no one is boss. He defines value. High value, high risk. He put in the product backlog. He put in the product backlog. The product backlog has high value, high risk. What is valuable? What should we will be working? Product owner tells it. How to do that? Team tells it. Scrum Master does not do anything, Rashid. Need to let go the predictive mindset. Need to let go the predictive mindset. Right?
Actually, I thought that the requirements are there.
I was
So it's on
looking
the
at your
back.
gestures when I explained. I understand what you are looking into. That's why I stopped in this question, because many people, 80% have put as D as an answer. Scrum Master does not tell. Product owner defines what is valuable, how, high value, high risk. It is the part of the product backlog, and he tells what to work on. Okay? Scrum Master just agrees. While meeting with the customer or business owner, they introduce several pieces of new functionality into the product backlist. The deadline of the product cannot be changed. What will you do next? Tell the team to work overtime. Anyone put A as an answer? I want to punch them. Somebody put A as an answer. No, I cannot punch anyone. Stand by your team and tell the customer. Okay. Hamad? Hamad? Okay, leave it.
C, sir, C. Sir, I put the C.
Okay. Jibran Saab? Got it. Jibran Saab rarely get wrong, but Jibran Saab?
It's I put C first, then I switched it back to B. I couple of things there. I kept writing
Sir, I
the
did not
answer
ask
as
you
customer
anything.
customer.
Sir. Wait. Tell me the 4 values of Agile. Wait. I did. Tell me the 4 values of Agile. I really get you. Finally, I have you. So, what are the 4 values of Agile?
4 values of Agile is individual over interactions over.
Everyone, you need to memorize the 4 values. Why? You can get a drag and drop question. Students have received such question where you have to match them. So 4 values of Agile important. G, please go ahead,
Yeah,
Junaid.
so software over documentation, collaboration over negotiation,
Sir, negotiation of what?
interaction,
Sir, negotiation of what?
contract negotiation or contract negotiation,
Uh,
and then individual over processes and tools, and change over plans.
Okay. So when you said that, respond to a change over following a plan, that was one of the value, right? Respond to a
Yeah.
change over following the plan. And that is the basic of Agile. Stand by your team. The project will not be delivered on time. What does that mean? Who is asking you to deliver on time?
The deadline of the product cannot be changed.
So whatever we do, we do. Whatever we do, we do. That's it. Respond to a change over following a plan. Respond to a change over following up. By the way, I really want to know anyone who haven't got any question wrong, but again I said okay, we'll do take a break after 20, then I'll ask. Okay, C is the right answer, guys. This we discussed before, so everyone should get right. Incremental requirements, fixed requirement, multiple delivery. Dynamic requirements, no. Okay, no. Fixed requirement performed once for a given in a frequent delivery. Okay, so A and D both look like a right answer. Now, what does that mean? Both look like a right answer. So let me just put into that way. Which one is? Where are the answers? C, D. E-learning. Okay, let's go into that way. So let's take the e-learning example. B and C, I guess everyone agrees that has nothing to do with. Requirements are fixed. We already discussed that. Performed once in multiple delivery, right? What does that mean? Activity, we are doing it multiple delivery. Okay. So here, one time we do and then we do it there. Performed once for a given increment in a frequent delivery. One increment goes there. One increment goes there. Delivery is multiple times. I do one thing, I deliver it. I do one thing, I deliver it. What does this thing performed once for a given increment? Like in a given increment, we are continuously doing it. Okay. It should have been written better. It is confusing, but A is the right answer. But however, just for understanding, requirements are fixed, deliveries are in parts. Okay, it should have been single delivery to make it easier for you guys. Which of the following is not a correct regarding collaborative user creation technique? A user story address both functional, must sign off all user story. A user story is not a correct regarding a user story include acceptance criteria. Yes. We know that user stories invest, independent, negotiable, valuable, estimate, small. So this is the right answer. Okay. A user story address both functional and can be, must sign off all user stories. So what do you think is the right answer? D, B. I did not understand option A. Functional requirement means, right, that it represent the functional area, the area that function means what is the function of phone, which it should be able to call. That is a functional requirement. What does non-functional mean? Like now my phone has this face detection. That's a non-functional requirement. Okay, B is not the part of it. Somebody put D, Yasir Saab. So Yasir Danis, that is a user story. Independent, negotiable, valuable, estimatable, small, testable. Okay, so B, sponsor does, how can he sign in advance? He cannot sign it. Once it is done, then he will sign it. Guys, we have 50 questions that I want to do. So do you think we should take break after 20 or after 25? I guess after 25. What do you think? Yeah, 25 is okay. In a continuous integration, what does continuous integration means? You make something, you continuously check with it. Make something, continuously check with it. That is basically a continuous integration. Configuration management, completion software and test are wrapped in a single, like we are continuously doing in that. Defects in code are not an issue during the continuous integration. Detect more quickly because they integrate into the work. You see what happened actually here. So I know that is a little bit more technical. So if you got wrong, that's perfectly fine. So you see, you make something, you check it with what you have done. You make something, you check it immediately what you have done. As a result, if there is something that's a mismatch, you immediately catch it. Okay. If you make something, for example, let me explain it in the Umasa in the language of a civil engineering. So now what is continuous integration? The what do we call it Mistri? Mason is Mason?
Mason, sir, Mason.
Okay. So he put one line of bricks. He used plumb line to continuously check. That's a continuous integration in civil. Okay, makes sense? So even if one line is side of the way, we can easily find that effect. I hope that makes sense. Right? This is everyone gets the picture of that continuous integration. Okay, continuously we are checking. But I am doing it, continuously checking your score, yelling at you, guiding you, whatever you want. I am here for you. Okay. So B is the right answer. why this is a you are working on a project as an agile project manager. You look at the product backlog and ensure several features or MVP can be scheduled for delivery throughout the duration of the project. Why is this here? To show exactly the progress is being made, to keep the project duration, to enable users. Again, I will go back to what is the purpose of agile. We discuss it. Many people are saying, say Vivian, Atif, Said Saab, Tahseen, Hamad, Rinu, Yasir, Danis. Danis, you are getting very questions. What is the purpose of agile? Why do we do agile? What is the purpose behind of agile? Deliver value. Okay, to deliver value. And incremental delivery, when we are delivering well incrementally, we are continuously delivering value, continuously delivering value, okay, continuously delivering value. Atef, that's why I was continuously asking you questions, sir.
I'm sorry, but could you go back to the question before? It's so it's not C. I'm sorry, but
To enable the business value get quickly. As you delivered, what is the purpose of minimum viable product? You make something, you give it to the customer, you get paid. Next delivery, get it paid. Next delivery, get it paid. Immediately giving the customer something. Like, okay, let me give you the PMI term. Now, once we complete all the topics, then we start doing the question answer. It will be too much for you. You will, like, you guys don't remember right now, then you will not even study. But I'm trying to do it. MVP, continuously delivering it, making sure that maybe Srinivas starts studying. So continuously giving the value to all of you. That is MVP, sir.
okay, thank you again.
Sure. You are working on a complex software project, but see that the team uses a whiteboard and write task on card or sticky note. Seems put off by the use of these low tech. The team is using low tech tool so the low tech people can understand them. Good. It's a complex thing. They just don't know it. The team is using the principle of visual man by using a physical, it is transparent. Good. Team will drop everything. No, this is simple question. It should be either A or C, but C is a better answer towards it, right? It has nothing to do with, they will never use that highly developed. This is called in Agile high touch, low tech. High touch, low tech. Okay. High touch, low tech. Agile team practice frequent verification and validation. Which one of the not the better? It enables the team to catch mistake, busy and gives something to do. It is. So, what is the purpose of sprint review? Now, the purpose of sprint review is to continuously get the feedback so we can enable it. We mismatch if there's any requirement problem, we can identify it. So, Faiza not D, Radhakrishna not D, Ahmad not A, B is the right answer. Okay, we can immediately identify it. The question is asking not a benefit, not this is a benefit, this is a benefit, this is a benefit. Okay, this is just having a fun with you. That's a wrong answer. Agile dynamic requirements until the correct infrequent small delivery. Can be fixed requirement no, fixed requirement no. So B and D out of the way until in a single, no, it's not a large delivery. Okay. Okay, crystal framework is mostly used for large people. Okay, it's a complex framework. You don't see the questions in Agile, but the team just put it there just to give you crystal is framework. As the team becomes more, this is more of a more team become complex. It becomes from crystal clear to magenta to yellow to that thing. Okay, just like a Scrum, it's a framework which talks about the complexity of the project. Like if there are less people and the project is less complex, it will be crystal clear. If it is more, it will be yellow, magenta, green, things like that, right? So it about talk about people. So this is not the answer. Building product, this is not the answer. Finding people, no. This will be the answer. Let's take a 10-minute break and come back to after 10 minutes. Okay? Okay, everybody? Take a 10-minute break.
Can take bigger break.
No, sir. I want to complete it earlier. I want to take it completed. We can do, let's say 15 minutes, but not more than that. I want to complete it. Commit me. We are committing on daily basis. It's not a bad thing that we are not micromanaging here. It's micro committing. Micro committing means daily we are discussing, we are building on that thing. Okay, micro commitment, daily commitment we are doing into that way. For example, I'm going to ask you a micro commit right now. Ask you to comment on the post. I forget to ask you before. Okay, so only Manili has automatically did that. Really, please take a minute. All 50 of you, please commented there. Let me share the post. 51 comments I want in next 1 minute. What is not of the reason we don't want to share executive report? It is not about reporting to them. So D is the right answer. Next question. I'll move quickly. Okay. So quickly answer the question. Okay, you are the project manager on an Agile project that is halfway through. The sponsor is starting to rate concern that the project will not be completed. What will you do to gather the information necessary to answer? Review the Kanban. Okay, can we check the product backlog? Review the team velocity, burn down chart, other KPIs. Very good question. All all options look like a very good options. But the purpose of a burn down chart, Matsab, Venkatesh, the purpose of a burn down chart is to tell how much work it is remaining. Okay, how much work it is remaining. So that is what the right answer would be. Burn down chart, burn up chart. The purpose is to make sure that we worked into that way. The purpose is that. So C would be the right answer here. Okay. You are attending the kickoff meeting with the Agile team and the business owner. The Scrum Master recommended using Moscow to help prioritize. How does the Moscow help us? Use priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. Use low, medium, high. No. Use must have, should have, could have. Yes, this is the Moscow stands. Okay, C is the right answer. Moscow stand for must have, should have, could have, would likely to have.
Amer,
Hmm?
just Shubham here. The last one it is saying will not have, not would have in that option.
So whatever, there is no other option that is near to.
But priority 1, 2, 3, 4 is we cannot
No,
use the
no. Moscow stand for must have, should have, could have. Na? Would have,
okay,
would likely to
because
have. No, it is stands for that. Not at all. Not at all. Would
because
like.
priority 1, 2, 3, 4 also means the same thing,
No,
right?
whether Moscow means must have. When the exact term is there, why would you even think about anything else? The exact
No,
term.
that because there was a mistake. No, that is
No,
why I'm
that's
saying.
okay. That's okay. The must have is there, na? The priority one, okay, it may mean like that, na? No, nothing correlate at all. Yes, Saham.
My question is exactly the same. Like, if we talk about the wouldn't the last term would have, because here it's will would not have.
Some authors says would likely to have, would have things like that. That's okay, but must is there, should is there, could is there. You are not focusing on that. Nothing else even match near to it. Okay.
Okay.
Agile team use different method to manage work in progress limit. The business sponsor believes that removing the limits will help the team take more work and get it. No, it will create a bottleneck there, and that will be a problem. You will remove the limit. What will you tell them? You will dictate overtime and no it is. Both are useless. Yes. C can we work in work condition Kanban, so it does not matter what's the limit. So this, please don't choose option D because option D has nothing to do with that. C is the right option. Nobody chose option D. Thank you. C is the right answer. As a servant leader, what will you do to make them comfortable? Dictate? No. Go back to waterfall? No. Educate stakeholder? Tell them it has worked in the past, it will work later? No. Straightforward. Simple. Here's an answer. I did not read them the question complete. So maybe we can look into that. You are working on an agile project with a stakeholder who are keen to know why it is important to incorporate multiple touch point with them. Okay, so what does multiple touch point means? Like daily stand-up, sprint review, things of those nature. To raise and manage changes, this is a good option. To inform stakeholder the development direction, good option. Hear about the team values with multiple meeting to have them invest more time so they are committed. This is a beautiful. From all the questions that I have selected, I would say most of the options are right here. Right? This is a good questions. But the most important thing is that why do we do sprint review? Okay. Why, Abdullah? Why do we do sprint review?
So we can show the working product to the.
Okay. That's okay. Why do we invite stakeholders to sprint review? Let me ask this way. Why
So
do
we
we
can,
invite?
if they have any concern, they can raise, and we can work on
That's
them.
okay. That's okay. That's one way to look into that. But the real reason is that so that if there's a defect, the cost of defect can be resolved immediately. Instead of when they get the product, they raise the concern immediately. We can resolve into that. So that will be helpful there. Please turn your videos on, guys. I don't even know how many people are sitting in the class. 2 to 3 people, beautiful faces I can see. So A is the right answer. It's a good question. These demonstrations or reviews, features are completed in agile project, usually in form of multiple user stories. When feature is completed, the team demonstrate the product on a customer. The demonstrator reviews only occur at the end of the project when stakeholders are available. At the end of the iteration have been completed, often occur the start of this, everyone knows what delivered, often occur when the team wants. So when does the sprint review happen? At every single iteration. So B would be the right answer. Every single iteration. Okay. Discipline agile is like more of a program level. Agile is a process of design framework. Which of the following principle are not a part of DLA? People first, learning oriented, self promotion, work improve. You see, now this is the classical example of elimination technique. What would you what would be your answer? You don't know what is discipline agile, but you know it is agile. What we don't want in agile. This.
What was the right answer? C.
G. So they are working for the company, na? They are not working to enhance their brand. Okay, red mean fail, green mean it is passed, refactoring mean housekeeping. Okay, when no code is developed during a some code is developed, new features are taken. No, a traffic light approach to bring in a new feature. Okay, when a test is written, it fails, then pass it out. This is what we discuss about refactoring. So in test-driven development, or whenever you write user story, how they are. First, you write down the user story, they are incomplete, which mean red. Then when they meet the definition of done, when they are according, we say green. Then you do the housekeeping, you make it better. Okay, you make it better, that becomes the right answers. Many people have put C as an answer. Okay, so red, green, refactoring. Red, fail. Green mean okay, the work is completed. Refactoring means now I am housekeeping the thing. Okay, 34D. You're an Agile project manager working with the product owner of Agile team. There are several deliverables that have been identified and listed in the product. What will Agile do? All deliverables should go live only? No. No. Okay. Very easy question. Atef, take your time. You did it very quickly, yaar. Your answer is right, but slow down. Annie, जी. Ahmad, you choose a maybe previous option. You selected C for this question, 36? Okay, previous one. Okay. So everyone is selecting D. We want to reduce the risk. That's why high risk I. We don't want to shorten the cycle. Somebody selected B, Tessin, I guess. Tessin, it has nothing to do with the life cycle. It is high value, high risk. So that we can work into that way. Okay. What will you do next? You're an Agile project manager working with Scrum Master. The Scrum Master mentioned that Agile work differently with risk compare. He sets a meeting with you and the team. What will you do? Ensure the team notes and schedule high risk so that they are mitigated quickly. They will risk to mitigate by the keep the register to itself. Srinivas, why would you even put D option? Risk is only captured because an Agile team prefer individual. This was just trying to confuse you. That's not how the risk should be managed. The purpose of high value, what is product backlog? High value, high risk. Okay, we
So
go.
it was confused. Yeah.
It wanted to just it added that value there just to confuse you. It has nothing to do with that. Na? Ji Jibran sir.
Just the question. Agile project manager, isn't that the Scrum Master?
Oh yeah, it's a Scrum Master. It's a project manager. Agile project manager, Scrum Master, servant leader, facilitator, project.
Yeah. Okay.
पता नहीं Any other terms they can use, means the same person.
No, just the way the question is that you are an agile. Yeah.
Practitioner. Thank you, Ataf. You're a project manager on an agile project that requires external to develop software. You have worked with the team to gather the requirement and the backlog. You begin working with your department. Request request that the contract is one that accommodates changes. And, Okay, let's discuss this. Manili, why C?
Because I mean, we are giving it to a third party. That is a risk.
Okay.
I'm identifying that risk. And I was confused between A and C. I was both those options.
Okay. Gibran, why A?
Just because it says you're in the contract, so you're talking about the contract. That's kind of why I chose that one.
Okay. Abdullah, why D?
Maybe OPA has already some
No, maybe.
contractors.
Abdullah, bhai, no, maybe. Elimination technique, there is no maybe. Why? There is no maybe in the why. So this is again, don't assume, Abdullah. Don't assume. Renu Cotton, why did you select it D?
Sir, in Agile, we are using time and material, no, sir. That's why.
No. All contracts can be used, not necessary. Why would there is no the purpose of the time and material contract is when we want to rent something, okay, use something and maybe it can increase. So nowhere in the question it is said they are only working on the one feature, right? One of your feature. So if there is the question says right now we are working on one feature, depending on that we can increase the feature, then I may have looked into it. A is the right answer because that is what we do when customer collaboration or contract negotiation. Same thing we want to communicate to that. Okay.
Why not C?
Raise a risk the delivery of your project based on the external. It has nothing there. Nowhere in the question it talks about the risk. We have a third party, but the third party is okay. Raise the risk through delivery of your project based on the external vendor. It does not add value to me. How that value is there. Okay. What basically the question is saying, I am agile, I also want them to be agile. That's what the question is saying. Now good questions are coming. G guys, next one. What is not one of the benefits in this approach? Agile projects have short iterations, enabling the project team to receive early and continuous feedback. By getting frequent customer feedback as the project progress, Agile team can incorporate most new changes. What is not one of them, not bad thing. Avoiding requirement misunderstanding which may not have been detected when they are expensive to fix. Okay, which is not the benefit. Now this is one of the benefit of the agile, that we avoid those things. Clarifying customer features, it is that discovering this, having one big release. So this is one of, like, we are looking at the drawback, or there's something that is not the benefit of agile, and D is that option, and majority has put D as that. So you are getting good into that. Enterprise Scrum, like the big Scrum, is a framework designed to apply the Scrum method at an organization level, not just with single. What is not a part of enterprise? Again, you get a question you could not understand. Let's try to do that. Within the enterprise of Scrum, extending the use of Scrum allows. This is role playing the role of Scrum Master before the first iteration. Scrum apply easily at those various level. Scaling the Scrum method with supplemented technique as necessary. So what would you choose in this question? You don't know what is enterprise Scrum. By the way, it is large Scrum. We are going with the large Scrum, so we have to do that. What would you put into that? Which looks like a useless option. Babar Sahab, why did you went with D? Babar Sahab?
Yes, sir.
Why did you went with D option, sir? I understand this question is not right, but why did you went with B?
Actually, what I could gather from D is that it is downsizing or downplaying the terminology of Scrum,
Okay, sir.
and then you use some other methods like going for hybrid or something.
Babar Sahab, individual and interaction over processes and tool. So if something can add value to the Scrum, right? Like test driven development, you can add, or pair programming, you can add. That is okay. Okay, that's okay thing. Generalizing this need to apply at those level. So that is one of the way we are applying into it. This is a useless, like role playing before the first iteration. What does that mean? Why would you do that? It has nothing, no correlation in the entire thing, right? B is the right answer. So you can get, like, no matter how good you prepared are, no matter ChatGPT is with you in the exam, no matter I am sitting with you, there will be some question in the exam you cannot directly answer. This is the how the exam actually is. So if you get something in the exam that is like that, so what we need to do? We need to use elimination technique. Okay, we need to use elimination. Guys, there are 50 people in the class, 52. Still, there are 30 comments. Who are those people who are not commenting there? I'm giving you one more minute before we move to question. We have 10 more questions. I will complete in next 10 to 15 minutes. But please comment it there, everybody. Babar sir, by the way, how many 180 mocks you did? Where are you right now? Where do you stand? Babar Hussain?
Sir, I am at people mock. I've done four. I'm on fifth.
What was the score in fourth one?
Fourth one was a little bad.
That's
It was
why.
around
That's why you asked. What was the score of the fourth one?
it was around 50%.
No, no. Then detailed RC is needed. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that, sir.
Yes, Shubham, yes.
So this class will end after these questions, this 50 questions?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have not commented it, please do it, guys. XP, extreme programming, where two people sit together and do the coding, is a development method. It is known for like set of 12 principle. It outline requirement, sit together An informally workplace, write reports, no. Rotate, everyone get experience in something like that, no. So we are only with two options, okay, A or C. Which one would you do? Like XP is where two developers sit together and they start coding into it, right? And we worked into that way. A would be the right answer in that particular case. What does that mean? You are an agile project manager working with a sponsor. The project sponsor mentioned that you would like help creating the charter. You tell them you will also include you will you tell them you will also do a team charter that will include the sponsor. What does that mean? The team values, communication guideline, decision making, that is team charter. No, that is not. No, no. A is the right answer. That is the definition of team chart. You are working on an agile project, gathering requirement from the business stakeholder with the product owner. Different people seem to have different understanding of what the feature will do. What will you do? Ask the stakeholder and set another meeting in a week's time. For now, and begin work on the feature that is elaborated better. Draw a storyboarding type, adjust it, and agree. Give your understanding of the feature. This is a very good question. Let's discuss this. Mm. Uday, why C? Uday,
Yes, sir.
why C?
Actually, here they are as per the question. Actually, during the discussion, different people seem to have different understanding of what future would look like.
Hmm.
So
Gibran?
here,
Okay. Uday, are you done?
yes, sir.
Okay. Gibran?
Yes, YA.
Yes.
Because I think we're still building the story, so stakeholders need to elaborate their ideas better. For us, uh, that's why I put that one there. It's either that's what I
Okay.
kind of picked.
Okay. Sam, why B? Sam, why B?
Yeah, because the stakeholder is not clear. So once we start working on the product, so I would guess they would have a better understanding and articulate it
Stakeholder.
more better.
No. Stakeholder was not here. That's what you said.
Not not clear on the features.
Okay. Storyboarding is kind of a requirement gathering technique, which basically use in the form of a story. Okay, we move from here. Let's say, like, again, if you don't are not familiar with the term, try to learn from it. Try to make a story of it, storyboard. So, for example, Dennis, if I want to go to a Golden Gate Bridge, right? If I want to move from one side to another, I need a car. I need to make sure at what time I can go. Am I alone? Am I with family? So I will make an entire story out of it, right? So that is basically a storyboarding technique. That's a storyboarding technique, how we move from each thing. Okay. So kind of an interesting technique to look into that when you are working with an agile. Let's go to the next question. C is the right answer.
Okay, that's good.
This one. Gigi Branson.
Wouldn't storyboard be more about the process rather than the actual story? Or is it about the story?
Storyboard is about two things: minimum viable product, how we are going to make MVP, and then we are discussing an individual story. Okay.
Okay.
Dennis, can you mute yourself? How will you encourage the knowledge sharing throughout the project? An agile project manager, you understand the need to operate with openness. How will you encourage knowledge sharing throughout the project? Tell your team what to do, write a process, make the information visible. C is the right answer.
So, which is the right answer?
C.
B.
C for cat.
C.
Sir,
Okay,
make
that's great.
using information, radiator, stand up, things of those nature. Na?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just here thinking of the stakeholders in the daily stand up. I was like, okay, the other ones were also not making no sense, but I was like confused with, like, for
Eliminate
example,
the impossibility. Eliminate the impossibility, whatever remains, however impossible.
okay, absolutely. I will do that in the future. Sorry. Thank you.
You have been working in an agile team for some time, and an executive from the business area asks how the team has been able to deliver so consistently of the. You tell them you are using extreme programming. What are some primary practices for extreme? Customer involvement, team continuously sustainable pace, yes. Executive reports, no. Frequent, long meetings, no. You see, some useless information. Finding the right product, right people, right price, no. A is the right answer. What are the XP practices that lead to this? You are testing the product being delivered by agile team. You notice that there has been no defect passed on the end user. They are working in XP methodology. What are the XP practices? Regular refactoring we already discussed, housekeeping. Having like integrated continuous integration test. A is the right answer. Anyone confused on this thing? We continuously integrate, make sure that continuous integration is there, and we regularly housekeep into that way. Any question on XP? A is the answer. Okay, straightforward, simple. You are experienced functional manager who has been asked. You see, now you are a functional manager. Good. To lead a agile project team, your executive manager is calling it project coach. The leadership might be different from what you are using. Servant leadership? No, I don't. Like, guys, take a screenshot of this question. This gives you a different type of leadership with you. What is visionary leadership? What is less is fire? What is servant leadership? So it's a good thing.
So what was the answer? One?
D.
A.
D?
B for Delta.
Can you explain that one?
No, it can be D. It should be B. No.
I will come back to that after this. You are working on the requirement for the next iteration. The decision is to be made by the team. The product owner suggests using a hands to indicate whether team members are or against. As for the agile project manager, you object to this approach. Why? Agile is about the software and not the team, and the team should use the software. No, may not go in your favor, so it's yeah. Should take time. No. Hmm. Hmm. This. That's why we use wideband Delphi. We discussed wideband Delphi into that. You see, I got tired. I was thinking, what, why it shouldn't be this? Okay. So someone was asking why not another? You're an experienced project manager who is used to directive leadership. where people go exactly what you are. Now you are working in an agile team where the style of leadership is not accepted. Uh, but one thing you will do to more servant leadership. So that goes out of the way. Stakeholder collectively agree on and share decisions. Could be an option, not a bad option, like where the stakeholders agree on that. I have no problem with that thing. But the point here is that in an agile, my goal is to train somebody who do the task. Because I'm more like a grease. I find identify person who can do the task into that. But B is a good point. I wouldn't disagree with entirely with that. Defer to the product owner and the business to make all that decision. No, it's not their thing to make all that decision. They define the business thing, how the work should be done that the team will do. This means you will not do anything at your hand. Find an extremely competent delegate decision to them. Yeah, and now looking at a second section, B look like better than D to me. Yeah. B even look like the better than D to me. But D is still not a bad option, but I may change my answer to B. Yes, Dennis?
Just wanted to ask, when everything is clear, 49 to 50, I would have there a question, the question 50, the next one.
Okay. Okay.
I would have there.
B would be right answer, guys. I was wrong. B would be right answer.
What is the problem with A?
Ensure the executive team. What is executive team?
The team is the team which is working on the
Executive team is senior management. The senior management has nothing to do with agile. That's again directive leadership. This is directive leadership. The senior management make all the decision. This we want to avoid. That's why. Okay. Ashish have always raised the hand if you have a question or something like that. Okay. G. Dennis, you were saying question number 50?
Yes, it's the same executives here. I was like thinking of, to be honest, it's
No other option. There is
it's
no
B. Yeah, I thought, to be honest, B, because especially executives, there is no executive in the agile.
What is Delphi technique? What is Delphi technique?
Yeah, I can't tell you right now.
Delphi technique is anonymously getting feedback so that the consensus can be made. Because if, let's say, if Dennis raised the hand and Dennis is the highest paid person there, it will affect other people's psychology, so they will not handle that thing. So that's what is happening in that question. Okay?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. So that's our 50 questions of Agile. Next time I will bring the difficult question.